Hello and welcome to Metta. Tonight I'm going to do a reading on the government shutdown. That's been a request. I think maybe a lot of people are nervous about it. I read one nice thing today in the news that 47% of us blame Trump for the shutdown, and then another 7% blame the GOP. 38% blame Democrats, and 10% of the rest of the population are just pretty zen about it and don't have an opinion. So, I'm going to read right now on the shutdown. I know we're all concerned about how long it's going to last. It seems to me that since the opinion polls are showing up being pretty negative for 45, that he has some real motivation to end the shutdown. Part of what maybe caused him to not go forward with a spending plan that was already underway, and he made a quick switch and suddenly decided not to support that. Part of that was that Fox News and other places were really chastising him for not making sure that this wall gets built. So he switched his idea of how that should all go, and suddenly a lot of people aren't getting their paychecks. During the holiday season. So I'm just going to do a kind of in general 5-card foundational reading, and I'll see what happens from that. I haven't read on this yet. I've seen a couple of other people's readings, so I'm going to do that and see where it goes. Or if they come out in bunches, as they have been doing lately. I'm sorry, I'm just not going to read 4 cards at once for this spread. I'll do up to 3, but not 4 in one position. So, yeah, here we have walking away from the deal that had been proposed, and this is not so much Trump. This is more lawmakers who were looking forward to being done with their business a couple days before solstice, even, and Christmas, of course. So, yeah, this is everybody walking away feeling pretty disappointed, and especially money, like there not being enough money to continue all the functions of the government. And over here, I believe the same groups of people, Congress specifically, are looking forward to a quick resolution next to temperance, meaning that there is a lot to balance, namely what 45 would sign, and trying to find some compromise in this unfortunate series of events. So underneath is the Emperor, and I think we've seen in the last week or so this real I am master of the world attitude showing up from Mr. 45, and that is the motivation that is at the root of the reading. Now here, I'll show you that card that's That's the Emperor card. So that seems pretty straightforward, and just that adamance that he's sitting on the throne and he will have his way. And then above is the Lovers, which means both sides coming together. So we might be seeing some real bipartisan effort to get this resolved. And then in the outcome, there's the Magician and the Ace of Cups. So, okay, that's so interesting. So it seems to me that there are people, the Magician, people are using their skills with strategy to maneuver a settlement and some kind of compromise. With the Eight of Cups, people are overflowing with feelings, but there's also a proposal or a proposition here. So I do think that relatively quickly, I'm feeling even maybe a week from today, and today is the 27th, so a week out puts us really right on the 3rd, right when the new Congress meets and convenes. So it seems like, I guess from what I'm seeing is that the strategizing is working out. You know, people aren't really taking vacation. Maybe people were able to celebrate their holidays some. I certainly hope so. But it seems like there's been a lot of thinking and really trying to work out a solution that might be pleasant to everyone. And I think that, I don't know, these cards aren't quite saying if that's gonna work or go through, or please everyone, but that's definitely the motivation to really get it fixed as soon as possible. The cards are kind of saying that it will not happen in December. It might get close, but I'm not really seeing that. This seems more like the new year. So let's see if there is any more information on that. Yeah, there's another card that really indicates some speed. It's the Six of Wands. It's victory. It might even be 6 days from today, which might be the 2nd. Though I know logically maybe I should think that it would happen on the 3rd. Because really when you look at this over here, a lot of people are, not doing so good in the shutdown. So this really Five of Pentacles here is showing people kind of shut out and left out in the cold, and it happened pretty quickly, and it was a surprise, and a certain someone doesn't care about that being number 45 himself. So but there are people who care, who are trying to create a swift resolution, but they want something that's really workable. And so there might be a lot of behind-the-scenes activity, really people conversing to what everybody can agree with, that the president would agree with. And I think that's all going to move forward pretty quickly. So the Six of Wands is talking about success. So I'm not sure if that's final success or these maneuverings and negotiations moving closer towards success. Because there's one thing I'm getting from, there's the money. There's I don't even know if it might be a temporary solution. I was reading something that showed that there could be a resolution that would be short term, and it would actually reinstate the budgets for 2018 instead of new budgets for 2019. And there's a way to do this plan where it would go through September, the end of September of 2019. So because this is the Nine of Pentacles, I feel like whatever goes through is going to be the longer resolution to the problem. And it does show money restored. So I'm thinking it's going to happen pretty quickly after the 3rd. So it's not too much longer. And there's the Page of Swords. Doesn't mean like it's all just going to be happy, happy, joy, joy making this happen. It seems like something does get signed. And there's maybe a lot of communication and emails going back and forth. Let me see. I think Trump might try and take credit for it. And that might be part of the deal, because right now he's in a position where he needs to save face on a number of different levels. He needs to save face with the very right-wing news media that spins stories, and there might actually be a story at this time talking about him copping out and not being that great, but it's not going to be the huge whirlwind of criticism about him that we saw. So that's good. And the World card is suggesting that this is a more long-term completion of the issue, and the Nine of Pentacles, 9 being closer to the end of the cycle of, from the Ace to the 10 of each sign. So the 9 shows heading towards a solid completion, and then the World shows that it's all been wrapped up. And I am thinking that really everyone is motivated to find a solution to this problem. And I think that as long as Trump can look good, as long as he can say he's got such and such amount of money for his border wall, I think he's probably pretty interested in finding some kind of solution, because his image right now is tarnished, and in his eyes. And while he wants to be the master of the world here, and the person who everybody has to listen to, and the person who makes the rules, he still does have to work with everyone else. So, and as a Gemini, he's a Gemini, right? Yeah. As a Gemini, you can actually make a presentation of that. Like this card, the Lovers up here, is even suggesting both sides talking and there being an open flow of energy and communication to resolve the issue. But I don't think that we will necessarily be seeing that for at least a week. Really the 3rd, when everyone gets back to town. That was a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. It is a lot less complicated than I thought. And so I suppose the next reading will be about, I don't know, any number of topics. It could be about the cloaked subpoena in the Supreme Court. It could be about Syria. And it's interesting that Mars has been in Pisces this whole time, which makes Mars kind of fuzzy, and Mars rules the military. And on the 31st, Mars moves into Aquarius, so we're probably going to be seeing a significant change in energy and attitudes about the military. So I'll get to that soon. Thanks for listening. Please like and subscribe, and I really appreciate that, and I'm so happy that you watched my video tonight, or today, depending on when you see it. Thanks so much.